This wheel is what decides
Fates.
how we smoke.
Yep.
Right? So here we go.
Come on, baby.
Give
And
it
I
up
hope
to the
it's
guys.
green because, like I said, I got that bag.
I want a good one.
Oh,
There
Wheel
we
of Fortune
go.
here. All right, by the way, I do have some daberinos, just a little bit if we want to pop up the pineapple. But I hope it's maybe a bowl.
Edibles today.
Hey, yes,
Yeah,
we've
and
been
that works out-
waiting.
Yeah, that works out perfect because we've had some edibles sitting here
Yes.
that we've been ready to use for quite some
Oh,
time.
I forgot what it's called. Bring it out here.
Let me just go ahead and pull my camera up here. We got a package of Trips Ahoy.
There we
Hello,
go.
Chewy. Trips Ahoy, of course, like Chips Ahoy, which is coincidentally my favorite cookie. If there's any cookie that I like, just plain Chips Ahoy.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the chewy. Just give me some good
Good
old
old
Chips
cookies.
Ahoy. Yeah, old fashioned. Can't be beat. I can
Good
kill
with
a
milk?
bag.
Yeah.
Kill a bag of
Yes.
those. But I've been being healthy, so I haven't actually had any Chips Ahoy in quite some time.
Well, this is like a double banger for
Yeah.
you right here.
Yeah,
Your favorite
exactly.
cookie,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
Trips Ahoy.
That's
so.
a good point, JB. I get my favorite cookie, and it's cannabis related. So, we've got 500 milligrams, 250 in each cookie.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and pull these bad
Open
boys
it up.
out.
Shout out to our boys out there who hooked it up.
Yeah, shout out to the plug. You know, we're going to keep that private, of course.
I'm just so excited because it's Stonio. Remember last time we had Stonios?
Is it one cookie? It's one cookie. Oh, no, it's two.
Okay.
It's just they've been sitting here so long.
They melted
they've been
into
flattened
each other.
together. Oh, JB, you know what? I'm not going to split them.
Yeah,
I'm
there
just
you
gonna
go.
break it
There
in
you go.
half.
Break it
There
in
you go.
half. Kind of looks like a fake
Oh, pick that up, please.
I got it.
Yeah, consistency-wise, it is very soft. And that's another reason why I don't like the chewy Chips Ahoy. I like the hard cookie. I mean, keep it together until you get into my mouth. That's what she said.
Hey, this tastes like a homemade chocolate chip cookie. Doesn't necessarily taste like Chips Ahoy.
It tastes like a chewy Chips Ahoy to me.
Does it? Yeah, the chewy one. Sure. I was gonna say the texture for sure. I never had the chewy ones. Again, it reminds me of Fig Newtons, and I'm not a big fan of Fig Newtons. But this is decent.
Yeah.
This is decent. Or,
I'm cleaning up my mess here because
my favorite though. I like Stonios better.
I'm a little bit of a neat freak, and I've got crumbs everywhere. It's
So
driving me
stick
crazy.
with us in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. But it tastes delicious. Again, another banger from edible makers out there. I mean, could fool you.
Yeah.
I put a bunch of these in a sleeve. You won't know one from the other.
Yeah, it could definitely fool you. And I hate when opponents of the marijuana and of the cannabis movement use that as like reasons not to legalize it because kids might have it, kids might accidentally take it.
Yeah, kids also accidentally shoot themselves with their parents' guns.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
medications.
you.
Climb into the damn washing machine, dryer, whatever the hell it may be.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna be kids.
Just like if a kid is being irresponsible, it's likely up to the parents. And with cannabis, it's no different.
Chances are the parents. So exactly.
It's no different.
Exactly. We're not saying that weed across the board should just be passed out, given to everybody.
Right.
Treat it like
You do
any
everything
other
else, cannabis,
controlled
tobacco, any other legal vice.
Exactly.
Can
Anyway,
count.
cookie's good. We'll
Not
see
bad.
what happens with it,
Be
I guess.
giggling
I'll
here
probably
about
find
30
myself
minutes.
smoking before that, though. Anyway, we got some important news. It's going to be a good show. We got a lot to cover today.
Yes, we do.
So let's get right into
Okay.
it. JB's favorite segment, clickbait.
Hit my button. Clickbait. Yes.
Yeah. So there you go. Clickbait. You heard it here.
Internet's best right here.
Absolutely. And if you don't know, what we do is we click on the things at the bottom of the screen, the thumbnails that you don't, the news that you probably should know.
The ones with good
at least
thumbnails.
interesting ones. And we break it down for you. So here on Clickbait, our first story, 17 years in the making, ladies and gentlemen, Sir Richard Branson.
Wow.
Sir Richard Branson. And get it right, folks, because if you are dubbed a sir, a knight, if you are knighted by the Queen of England, then your ass deserves to be called a sir. That's
You better
probably the
call
most
me
badass
sir.
thing
Hell yeah.
I can think of. Yeah. Sir Richard Branson, after 17 years of trying, has finally achieved his dream of flying into space, or pretty close, depending on who you ask. Check out the video.
3, 2, 1, release. Fire.
Shout out to Fred Lennox, subprime hero from the Car Guy podcast. Check us out. Check out his podcast for some inspiration.
Yeah, Fred will probably have a ticket on this thing soon.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see Fred hopping on the space flight with Branson and the boys.
Points off of Bravo.
But this is
complete.
amazing.
You're
I
going
mean,
to space.
obviously,
company.
Virgin, yeah, they put the cameras on. They attach some GoPros onto the damn thing. Look at this thing.
It turns around so you can get a view, bro. It's a fully touristy plane. Like
It's
it was
made-
designed. Made
That is
for
so
the
trippy
tourists.
though, because the wings are staying still and the plane is flipping. That is extremely trippy.
The
Yeah.
wait list, that's space to me. I said if you can differentiate the circle of the Earth, that's space. Call
Yeah.
it what you want.
Oh yeah, I mean just absolutely.
It lands
beautiful.
like a damn plane. That's I think what's the craziest.
But you
thing.
need a plane to get it up.
But
That's
it
the
was
only thing
barely
that
a plane.
I'm not in
Did you
love
see that
with.
thing? It was barely a plane that took. It was more like a glider
Yeah,
that
sure.
went up there with. So I think you don't need a 747 to get up there.
No, but I mean, there's the aircraft right there. Your Unity spacecraft. It reached a height of 282,000 feet, 53 miles.
53 miles.
Yeah. So according
That's pretty
to
damn high.
I think NASA, 50 miles. Anybody that reaches 50 miles or above the space, the Earth's orbit, technically means
considered
you've been in
space.
space. You get wings. So
there you go. Take it 51, 52, 53. I'll take it all. If you
Yeah.
can see the curvature, you see black and Earth and the curvature of the Earth. That's space, bro.
yeah, it's cool.
It's super cool.
He was accompanied on the mission by the vehicle's two pilots, Dave McKay and Michael Mascucci.
Good job, fellas.
And 3 Galactic employees: Beth Moses, Colin Bennett, and
Lucky.
Sarisha Bandla.
Okay.
And it was a test. The flight itself was a test of the space tourism experience.
Mm-hmm.
So even Branson was working, living his dream, but he had a pad. He said he wrote down about 40 or 50
Notes?
different things that he's going to use to make the experience better for users.
Yeah,
right?
I remember you telling me that they were suffering 3 Gs in the
3
beginning of
Gs,
it.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty
a
intense.
little bit too much for me. I hope he wrote that on his pad because that probably won't do well in the touristy part for
Sure.
granny and young, you boys and girls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So far, about 600 people have purchased tickets. And I didn't even know. I was gonna start looking up how much is something like this. Calculate the cost. But how much do you think? How much is a space to flight worth to JB Perez?
Worth to JB?
A space to flight. A flight to space. Excuse me. The cookies must be working.
I want to be realistic and maybe think that I could afford it one day. So I'm gonna hope it's $200,000.
$250,000.
Not bad. You know what? I don't think that's that bad. I wish it lasted longer.
Take
So
a
my
flight to space.
house.
5 minutes. Such a cost can only afford you about 5 minutes of
5
space. You get you get about 5 minutes of weightlessness. I think the entire trip
That's
is
fun.
about 11 minutes long. So you get about 5 minutes up in the air to fool around, do some flips, have some fun, take a couple selfies, maybe FaceTime upside down. I don't know if you got
There better be
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
up
on
there.
this damn plane for about the price I'm paying for it.
But yeah, $250,000. You get up there.
It's tough. That's a lot of money. You can take one of those Vomit Comet planes that you can have
Vomit Comet, yeah.
weightlessness to feel the same thing. So I'll wait till it's 100,000. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to believe since now they're the first, and Google will do something, and Tesla will do something, and all this and that. It'll get cheaper by competition,
Yeah.
based on competition.
Sure. Richard Branson said he was living a childhood dream. Check this out.
Of course.
Really inspirational, kind of, Is it 90? Like, yeah, you could achieve your dreams if you're a billionaire like me.
Own Virgin Records.
Congratulations to everybody
Oh, good for
for
him.
creating
Yeah.
such a beautiful, beautiful
Really
place.
incredible.
Yeah, I'm not bad. I haven't heard any bad things of Richard Branson.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I got
can't
nothing
get
bad
mad.
to say about that.
Exactly. Good. I waste your money on cool stuff. This is
Yeah,
cool.
I think so.
Take your money and live the future.
And then we gotta get to break, but here's the flight plan here. As you can see, the entire trip right there. You take off on top of another plane.
like a big
that's,
glider, yeah.
That to me, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. But you got 90-second climb. You get up there. You're just at the edge of space before you come down. They do an invert. so you can look
see.
through the windows and get to see space. Yeah. It's a little bit much, $250,000.
It's a lot.
Just to take a look at what the Earth, take a look at what I can see on Google Earth. It's a little bit much.
I get it.
But you know, either way, good for him. Good for the company in general. The Russians are reprising their commercial flights to the ISS. They used to do it back in the early 2000s, and so now, if you're a Russian citizen, you got enough money, you can pay for a trip to the ISS. Which I never knew they were doing that in the first place. But that's really cool.
Very interesting. I knew that this was, by the way, I know we got to go. There was a record for as many humans in space at one time, which was like 19 or 20.
Okay.
With this flight being up
that's
there.
Pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. So they haven't reached the so-called Kármán line, which is technically the line that takes you right from between Earth and space.
So it's not 50 miles in?
Technically, it's roughly like 55. So Mr. Jeff Bezos, took a shot on Twitter to them about it. Even though Elon Musk supports him and plans on riding the Unity flight himself.
Sure.
Listen, we got to go to break, though. When we come back, we're going to talk about a condom that belongs right there with Richard Branson up in space. The future, the Galactic Cap. We'll be right back. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny, yeah. If you're with us here, we had some beginning problems. Probably the first 2 minutes, we only had half our streams going, so...
Yeah, exactly. We'll have the videos online after.
Hopefully,
this is the live stream, but we'll put the complete videos up online afterward. Fred said 250K is high for 5 minutes, but if I was a billionaire, done. Absolutely.
Exactly.
But damn, $250,000. Like for me, honestly, since I was a child, I've always wanted to go to space. Let's put this banner. I want to put this banner up while we're talking. But I've always wanted to go to space as a child, and I don't know. Unless I was a billionaire, I don't think I would do it. I mean,
you couldn't afford it. You said sell my house.
Release.
Sell my house. to achieve each other. But again, I said competition. What drives confidence and pricing. You said Elon Musk is going to use that.
Test point Alpha and Bravo complete. You're going to space. Again.
Increase in pitch.
Wow, look at that view.
Gorgeous.
I
hope that's it.
We always gotta get our decor up here.
Yeah, I had to get the banner back up for the folks. It's a little crooked, but it's all good. That banner has been everywhere with us.
Since the beginning, that's right.
Since the beginning.
The very
of time.
beginning.
Anyway, we gotta come right back, JB. You wanna bring us in, brother?
Okay, yo! Yeah, we gotta hit a bong, bro. This is the Podhead,
Drag
JB.
the bong, bring the bong
I'll
out.
bring it out. Frank the Tank in the cipher
Yes, sir.
with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Hashtag We Wednesday Live. Bringing us back to give me some more
Some
clickbait,
more
bro.
clickbait.
Hit my button.
So more clickbait. By the way, folks, if you can see, if you're watching from episode to episode, sometimes the technology changes, sometimes the quality changes. I think this episode's running a lot smoother than the last one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we changed up a couple things based off of what, some input from some people, and it just really didn't work out the way they were expecting, the way we were expecting. So we went back to defaults. We like it. It works pretty good. The quality on the wide shot isn't as good, but like we said, we're going to be replacing this camera by the next episode.
Can't wait.
So that'll be really cool. Okay, so clickbait, the next big story. I think this is interesting.
I wanted to talk about this the whole episode because I think it's so cool.
The Galactic Cap. A space condom?
Yeah.
A condom for space. It's a revolutionary, according to their website, a revolutionary contraceptive condom. And what makes it so unique is that this condom fits safely and securely around the head of the penis, leaving the coronal ridge and shaft exposed for more skin-to-skin contact, more sexual pleasure, and ultimately more condom
There you go.
usage
That's
around
why
the world.
they did it, for more pleasure. Apparently, a condom that promises more pleasure than the regular condoms. What?
Well, check out the video.
What is this
Introducing the Galactic Cap, the world's
This looks like
finest
something
condom.
alien, something from space. I mean,
At first look, how do you even put this on?
yeah.
on the bottom?
You'll see. They have
The thing that
video's
makes
pretty
the Galactic
comprehensive,
Cap
yeah.
so
How?
unique is that
The
it fits
inventor.
safely and securely
And he-
on the head of the
mentioned
penis.
that he was
It leaves the
inspired
coronal ridge and
just
shaft
because of a friend who was
exposed
dying of HIV.
for more sexual pleasure and
Yeah.
ultimately more condom usage around the world.
Saran wrap. right on the tip.
So as a researcher, I'm not
just
really
looks
focused
like-
on the sensation. I'm really focused on the
He's got way
safety
too
of
much
the
of a
material to
smile. I
make
don't-
sure that it
Adds
stays
a
on
little
the
bit
penis.
of
More
funny-
importantly,
yeah,
doesn't
a little-
break during
funniness to this
intercourse.
whole thing.
So here at my research lab, I have students that work on to make
That's a
sure that
thing, too. I don't
we
like
mimic
band-aids.
the sensation of intercourse
So look,
backwards
they've
and
got a
forwards,
fleshlight
and we
and
use
a
mechanical
fuck
tools and
machine, for
experiments
lack
to
of
make sure
better
that the Galactic
words.
Cap stays on, that
a
it's safe, and it won't
dildo
get lost
attached to
during
like a
intercourse.
machine
Yeah,
and
try
a
it out.
flashlight.
Try it out.
The Galactic
Look at
Cap
this
is
group of
composed of two
people's what's getting
polyurethane
me.
materials
You got,
that gets
you
welded
got
to each other
Pedro,
using radio
the
frequency
Mexican
dyes.
engineer. You've got
This
what looks like a
detailed
damn
process makes
pedophile
sure to eliminate
is in a
any
lab
failures.
coat, and then this old man.
From testing
ragtag
perspectives,
group
we
of
look
trio
at
right
how
there.
much the
Yeah,
material
yeah.
can
I
hold
wouldn't
from
expect-
water
I wouldn't expect
that
any
would
less.
mimic
The
semen.
smile on his
Look at
We
that
also
guy.
make sure that we actually try to
Okay,
blow it up like a
hold
balloon air
on.
balloon to see how much
Catches
it
all
can
the-
stretch.
Wow.
And at this time,
All
the
the
material
stuff
that we're
there.
using
That's obviously
actually
that's supposed
far
to
exceeds
simulate-
and advances
Yes.
what most
Ejaculate.
Ejaculate,
Yeah.
exactly.
This can
Okay,
really
that- I mean, that's the first
change
time I saw
how
that,
people use sex. And
and
more importantly,
it
not
held
just sex,
pretty
but
well.
safe sex. And people to enjoy
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me give you some details. Traditional condoms, right? They cover the entire surface of the skin, right?
Sure.
So the whole idea of it is you are technically, when you're having sex with a condom on, you're technically not coming into contact with that person
Correct.
at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
So a lot of people don't really like it.
Yeah.
Right? The feeling, right?
The sensation, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely a different feeling. It
Yeah.
feels much better without it.
Absolutely. So, according to their website, only 5% of the men around the world wear a condom. In developed nations, consistent condom usage peaks at only 20%. And it stands to reason that at least 80% of men worldwide are not consistently using
Wow,
protection.
those are some crazy numbers. Really low, high numbers, whatever. I thought we were being a lot more safer.
And supposedly within that 20%, there's like a 15% like fail rate based on the condom itself and
Breaking
improper
or
usage.
sure. Oh
Yeah.
man, so we are not. I mean, on the world scale, we're not really being safe with our sexual habits. And I guess when you're in a committed relationship, I'm sure that plays into it, but probably not as much as probably we think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Check
probably
this
a lot
out.
of unprotected sex out there.
You got the owner, the creator.
The reason I started this project was simply because a friend of mine was going to die. He came down with HIV, and it shocked me. I thought, you're going to die from having unprotected sex.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'd done all these other crazy things. I thought, well, let's just design a condom.
So we started out with right at the bottom. Everything is just homemade, and here we are now in a lab with
in the
things
garage.
properly made,
Started in the garage.
proper tests,
Damping
real
out
Like a rock
important people,
band
intelligent
over here.
people, highly educated, all
Ragtag
behind
crew,
it. It just
rock
feels
stars.
amazing
Motley
to feel
Crue,
everybody going in
freaking
the same
condom
direction to
makers.
take this
The
product
Galactic
and launch it.
Cap.
This product
Yeah.
is ready
I mean,
now
look at
for
that
clinical
thing.
trials. We're
It's
going
a
to raise
little bit-
$500,000
And probably
for
'cause we're
clinical
so used to
trials,
traditional
get a
condoms.
CE mark, which is the
Look,
European
it works.
equivalent
It
of
works.
FDA
feeling that
approval.
damn thing.
I'm in it.
going
I'm
to
in.
My only concern is I got a few concerns. First of all, pregnancy, right? Does something like that allow you to get the seal? Okay, and here's a few Q&As, FAQs on their website. Okay, first and foremost, the Galactic Cap has not been clinically tested or approved by the FDA. So they said in the
this
video,
country.
what they're trying to do is get the same approval in Europe so that they can use in Europe and then
Okay.
eventually bring it worldwide.
Okay.
All right. Pregnancy. They said according to their website, we have field tested our product for 3 years together with our customers and have found no adverse effects and received outstanding feedback. STDs. And here's what bugs me about this. The guy said that he did this on a mission to help people like his friend who contracted HIV. Says we cannot make any claims that the Galactic Cap will prevent the transmission of STDs and or HIV. It may not reduce the risk of transmitting STIs such as HIV infections, gonorrhea, human papillomavirus, or herpes. No product is 100% effective. Of course, no product is 100% effective, but ultimately, if you've got like, how can you guarantee?
You can't. You
So
know
what's
what?
the
Just
point of
thinking
wearing it?
about you can't guarantee it. I mean, if you have a lesion on the shaft of your penis where you bleed, no ejaculate's gonna get into that person, but your blood will, and there you go, it's over. Yeah, that's it. Like, that completely kills it for me. I want to try just for the sake of trying to see if the idea works, but it's not gonna work because for the reasons I just said. Like,
according to the creator, again, we feel the website. We feel that it can prevent HIVs now, or prevent STIs, STDs, HIV, stuff like that. They said since healthy skin is a barrier to infection, the Galactic Cap will help reduce the likelihood of STDs and HIV if a man does not have a sore or abrasion, like you said, a lesion on his penis. The Galactic Cap traps the semen that can transmit HIV and other serious STDs like gonorrhea and syphilis. So the trapping the fluid and increased condom usage will help aid in reduction of these diseases.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to test it.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
And also it looks pretty painful to remove.
Yeah, it looks like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, I don't want to. There you have some instructions right there. Apparently they use kind of like a tacky material that helps stick to your penis, which will actually create a seal so that nothing gets in or out. Okay. But again, pulling that thing off. There's two methods supposedly to remove it. Okay. Method one is use baby oil to loosen the adhesive and then grip the edge. So now you got to find some kind of lube, and okay. If she's good to go, you're probably not going to find that lying around. Method two, go to the toilet or shower. Urinate until the Galactic Cap blows up like a balloon, then grab the edge and slowly peel it off.
What?
That's a little.
Hold on, now we're getting clown fest here. Like, with a smiling doctor, now they want me to pee to the size of a balloon. See, I knew it was too good to be true, man. I was thinking the future. I was thinking of a way to make sure that it's, because I get it, sensation. I'm a guy, I get it. But there are so many other risks involved that this does not seem to prove. FDA will never prove. I'm surprised that, I don't know if they did in Europe, but I'm surprised that they do for lesions. Like, so now if you have any STI, you can't even use this condom. Like,
I guess
already,
not.
your point.
Now, if your only concern is pregnancy and you're not worried about STIs, then maybe it is, right? If you are in a monogamous relationship, you just don't want to get pregnant and she doesn't want to take birth control, then it could be a good solution to getting a little bit more sensation.
So maybe a tool for monogamous relationships.
Right? It's better than nothing. It's better than... Could we say it's better than not wearing one at all?
Yes. You know what? Yes.
At least if you're not trying to get pregnant.
Yes. Exactly. For under that stipulation alone. So yeah, I think it's better than nothing. Nice try, guys. Keep up the good work. A for effort. I don't think it's going to catch on.
I will say this, though. And I'm gonna school y'all, put y'all into a little hint that I found, because I'm curious as hell. I start searching the web, trying to figure out. I need to see this thing in action. I need to really see how this works. Okay.
Really?
Now, if you go to Twitter, I can't show it here on the show, folks. I can't do this. But if you go to Galactic Cap's Twitter account, they actually have an unedited video, a porn scene with Mia Malkova and Danny Mountain using the Galactic Cap. I watched the entire scene for scientific purposes.
For research.
You're welcome.
For research.
And I found, let me tell you, there is, you see her put it on while in the 69. She's in 69 while she's putting it on. So you get to see her put it on. You get to see a little bit of fellatio, a little bit of BJ
with
action
on
there. With it on.
Some women do that.
Some penetration. So you see everything involved, all the whole shebang, including him ejaculating into the thing and her pulling it off. Now I will say this. There were some times where I was like, that does not look like it's sealed very well. I don't know. But ultimately, it looked like it worked pretty decent.
Pretty well.
My concern is the end. When she peeled that thing off, that thing looked like just worse than any Band-Aid you've ever.
It does look like it would hurt.
Yeah. So especially around the tip.
Ay, caramba! I mean, you would need such a good, strong adhesive to stop one sperm, right? Because that's the idea. You have to stop all sperm. So the adhesive needed to stop the sperm, it probably doesn't feel good coming out. Like you can imagine, it's not crazy glue, but it's not, it's not freaking, it's not. It hurts. I can imagine.
Sure. You gotta get baby oil. I need baby
to
oil to
slip
take this
it in.
thing
Yeah,
off?
so you're trying to really.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Now cleanup's just gonna be worse than just playing by yourself.
Right. So now exactly.
Jesus.
So what does the cleanup look like?
Yeah.
Like it just goes everywhere. It doesn't. It's not self-contained. That's not what
No,
what they
like that'd be nice if it was
portray.
like a separate reservoir that held it, but I couldn't tell based on the video.
It didn't
Go
look
see
that
for
way.
yourself, right?
Check it out.
Twitter,
Try it.
yeah.
Let us know.
Exactly. What is it? Galactic Cap.
Cap, yeah.
Their Twitter page.
Yeah.
If you want to see a very graphic edition of how to use this
gonna have to go
and
check
get
it
an
out.
idea of what it's like,
Yeah.
I think everybody should watch it. I watched it. JB,
Yeah.
you definitely check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
go check it out.
Check their thing out on Twitter. Very cool. Shout out to Mia Malkova and the people there for just being so cool.
Science.
Yeah, hashtag science. We love it. We're up against another break, so let's go ahead and take the break for radio purposes, and we'll be right back with you. You're in the Cipher with the Podheads.
Yo.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah,
if
it's
you want to grab
crazy.
a ball or
glad-
something, yeah, let's smoke.
I'm glad that.
So the condom. So I mean, sex in the future. We're in the. Can you hit that fan for me, brother? We're in the future, folks. I think about this for a second, okay? By the year 2000, we were supposed to have Y2K. We were supposed to have flying cars, hoverboards, all this shit. And you know, you could be a little disappointed and say things like, well, we didn't really get what I was expecting to get by this time. But let me say this. 2021. We got automated cars.
Yes.
We got flying cars.
No.
We got flying cars. Remember, we did the video on the last episode of the actual flying car in development, but it's
That
here.
was fucking dope.
We got space tourism. We got freaking galactic condoms.
Coming back,
what is
bro,
next?
Thank you, universe, for coming back with a vengeance here because 2020 sucks so bad.
Yeah, 2021 has turned out to be pretty decent.
Yes, I'm with it. I hear freaking spilling ash on myself, everybody.
Trying to get this. Oh yeah, I'm sure the fan doesn't help.
didn't
It is
help at all,
hot
but
under these lights, folks.
I will be vacuuming the studio afterwards. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
This bud is pretty good. I don't know
Smells-
what it
smells
is,
delicious.
but I'm going the old school way and breaking it up with my fingers. And hand the Green Lantern here.
Oh yeah, we brought out
Yeah,
the Green Lantern
Green
for this
Lantern.
one.
We got one more clickbait. No, that was it.
We got one
Yeah,
more. No, we got one more clickbait, and then we're gonna talk about Chuck Schumer.
Yes.
And his
The
bid
man.
for legal cannabis. My
Shoot
new
for
hero,
president. Shoot
Captain
for president.
America, the new Captain America, in my opinion.
Shoot for president.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna come back from a break. You got your grinder there, sir? No,
I
doing
don't.
it old school. No
Yeah,
grinder.
no grinder.
All right. I'll bring us back, sir. Welcome back, folks. You are in the Cipher with the Podheads. It is 4:20 here in the Cipher.
Earth day.
Shout out all day, Earth day.
Earth
Yes,
day.
sir. Shout out to all of our friends and family
Love you
out
guys.
there. Certain other podcasts, like the Car Guy Coffee podcast, the Sneaker Division, even old friends like Bagels and Shay we haven't heard from in a long time.
Yeah, we love you guys
but-
forever.
Yeah, but good people ultimately. Great shows. WJHM102jams.com is where you can find the radio station and all of our old episodes. 97.
Woo!
We got a
We're
lot,
getting
yeah.
close to
We're
100.
We got to do something special for 100.
Hell yeah, we are gonna
Yeah, we might have to
do
invite some friends and have a
To the
giant
studio.
cipher or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
excited.
we got the American weed flag
Right
blowing
there.
in the wind here, especially
Weed
for
of
this great
America.
episode.
Yes.
But anyway, folks, let's get right into our last bit of clickbait.
Clickbait.
You heard it. Our beautiful JB there. JB put me onto this one. Kind of blew my mind because I had no idea that something like this even existed, much less was a need for it.
Yeah.
But Japan has come out basically announcing that they have a
Damn.
minister of loneliness. Japanese cabinet member Tetsushi Sakamoto has been appointed
Thank
Japan's
you.
first minister of loneliness to implement measures to prevent suicide.
Suicides. Yeah, I mean, we know there is that stereotype, right, of Asian countries dealing with suicide.
Well, you have the whole suicide forest in Japan, for Pete's
Okay,
sake.
so there is a literal problem. I mean, here you go, sir.
I need a light for it.
I got you. You said it. It is a problem in Japan, so much so that they had to put a member of the government to try to do something about it. And here we go. Japan's done it. And like I said, there is a stereotype to the Asian people about this suicide. But you said it. I don't know if you said it earlier, but they're not the first ones. When I saw this clickbait, I saw that the UK did it first.
Yeah, back in 2018.
Surprised me. I didn't know UK had a suicide problem. I guess maybe it's not as portrayed.
A minister of loneliness, right? According to Japan's Post, the minister is in charge of loneliness and isolation. It was set up at the instruction of Prime Minister Yoshide Suga, who is the guy in charge, essentially. And it's meant to respond to the increase in suicides amid the spread of coronavirus and to respond to child poverty and other such issues. So the minister is in charge of coordinating measures that had previously been vertically divided between the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology, and other bodies.
So they're just dropping this guy on this guy, said, this is your job now to make sure that our people...
Minister of Loneliness, ultimately socialness, right? Sociability. Getting out. We want you to make sure that the Japanese people are getting out and having
a good time being social. You said COVID and then like dinged in my head, like, yeah, it makes sense. We all were stuck inside for a year, okay? Extrapolate that to people who have this problem in their country. You can imagine that it magnifies that situation. COVID sucked, especially if you are a lonely person. Like, they don't have physical contact. Your friends can't come over. Your family can't come over. That just sucks. COVID 2020. Thank God for 2021. We said it because 2020 sucked. And here you go. Here's the response of two countries, UK and Japan.
Furthering the point that mental health should be put at the forefront
of
politics.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? People aren't focused enough on it. And another big player in the global economy is coming out and saying, holy shit, we need to do something about our people's mental health.
That could work here in this country, I bet.
I
if
think
we took
so.
it seriously like these other countries are. It's your job to make sure we're good.
We've got TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is our minister of loneliness, apparently. In 2020, for the first time in 11 years,
good one.
Suicide rates in Japan went up. Most surprisingly, while male suicides fell slightly, rates among women rose 15%, dude. In 1 month alone, in October of last year, the female suicide rate in Japan jumped 70%.
Damn! In 1 month, what happened?
And at that point, there had been more suicides in Japan than deaths related to COVID. Incredible.
That is, they have a problem. Shout out to them. Put one up in the air for the government. You said it, for seeing the problem and putting it at the forefront of policy.
Sure.
Like, this is a government position. They took jobs from all these other government jobs, put it on this guy's desk and say, we need your help. We have to stop I guarantee you it's young people. It's not old people out there committing suicide. It's young people. And we understand that. Social media, all that stuff adds to that lonely feeling, believe it or not. Likes and comments might give you that small euphoria, but it does lead to loneliness, lonelier. Like, worse off than you actually think you are. I'm not no fucking psychologist here, but I bet you that's true.
Well, I'll give you a statistic just to answer that right there. If you look at previous times in crisis in Japan, okay, it's such as in 2008 during the banking crisis, right? That was during the
financial crashes,
early 90s.
The houses.
You had a big stock thing too, right? So the impact was largely felt by middle-aged men. Okay, large spikes were seen in male suicide rates, but COVID's different, right? So it's affecting young people, like you said, and in particular young women. But the reasons are complex, right? You have what does this say? It's affecting young people and in particular young women. The reasons are complex, dealing with everything from more independence, right? So women are more independent. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read my notes here. I'm a terrible writer. Women are more independent, right? There are more women in Japan living alone than ever before.
All over the world.
Exactly. And so that brings on stresses on its
Absolutely.
own. Dealing with sexual abuse is a big thing in Japan as well, because it's a very masculine culture.
Oh yeah.
And economical hardships. All of these things resulted. People lost jobs. Tons of people lost jobs in Japan, just like here. But you have places that aren't necessarily I don't know, maybe centralized Christianity. I'm not sure why places like Japan people are more easier motivated to check out. I don't know.
I think I get your idea about the religion part. You have somewhere to go, like when you need help or you're lonely, you have somewhere to go. I don't know what the family structure is in Japan, but again, there are stereotypes and TVs and shows that make you think that it is a very patriarchal society. Like one way, and that's the only way. Honor, death before dishonor kind of thing. Like that's a real thing over there. So that plays into it. I don't know. It sucks. I know we talked about suicide in this country about guns over there. I know they don't have guns over there, but I guess my point is like it's true, especially our young people. Loneliness is a real thing, and I'm glad to see that a government is doing something about it, and I wish they did that here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the chart I put up there, how the rates, generally have gone down since 2008 to last year. But in men, it's gone down a lot more than in women. So life is tough on Japanese women, and we don't think about stuff like that. So I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit for clickbait.
There's and I wish we knew of a female, because I bet there's a topic there to talk about like the Me Too movement and what it actually is this a result of the Me Too movement or this independence? And I don't want, trust me, feminists right here, dog, first one in line. But just talking head here, is this a result of that? More suicides coming from women because they are more independent. They're expected to be more independent, expected to make their own money, expected to do their own thing. And here you go. We'll see.
Let's hope that a minister of loneliness can solve. Maybe
Bingo.
Just being around people, having more support, having more of a socially active life can help to better mental health and help prevent some suicides. If it prevents just one, I'm in.
It works, right?
Yeah. That being said, we got to get to break, though, because we are definitely behind the clock. We'll be right back. You're in the Cipher with the Podheads.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think, JB, I think that any system led by the government to help promote positive mental health is huge. Is huge. Yeah. I mean, the fact that Britain did it, the fact that Japan did it, just goes to show you these are leaders in many aspects, in many different markets in the world. So let's hope that this will rub off.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of precedents. Now look at the precedents. Look at the studies, America. We live in this country, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see that here, because 80%, I'm speaking out loud, 80% of a lot of the problems in this country are related to mental health. I remember to the self, to your mental, to well-being. So again, and they're Western countries, right? They're first world countries, Japan, the UK. And I think I read in that same report, Russia was interested and South Korea was interested. So, as we get older, or as time goes on, 2021 and forward, I think we are seeing the importance of the health part of it, especially in the mental part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Well, we'll see. Only time will tell. I think that we definitely need to do something like that here in this country.
We'll see.
I know that.
Doubt it. We're
got
gonna
bigger
talk
fish to
about
fry.
exactly. We're gonna talk about a bigger important topic, and I'm very hopeful, crossing all my legs and toes, because we'll see. Let me get that light, brother.
Yeah, shit.
Shoot
Am I baked, or did I
president.
take us back early again?
Like 3 minutes early? Fuck it. Yeah, you did. So we just got to go all the way to the
freaking
end,
baked.
to 58.
No, it's okay. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. We've been talking about it regardless.
Okay,
of the fact.
that's true. Yeah.
So
that
cookie,
that's for
bro,
you, radio.
That cookie,
That's true.
yeah, that
Good
cookie.
cookie. It always,
definitely hit me.
edibles always take 30 minutes to hit, and they're giggling, man.
There's something to be
smiling.
said about time, right? The way you perceive time. Everybody always talks about time perception when you're baked. Oh my God, let me tell you, it's a mind fuck doing the show. Like you're trying to watch for
the
time.
edibles,
yeah,
man.
exactly. The edible is pretty good. Trips Ahoy. They usually don't get me like that, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna talk in the next segment when we do come back from break for real this time. Chuck Schumer, right? Democratic House Majority Leader, launches his bid for legal weed. Why is this important? You asked the question because many other politicians in the past, lawyers, legislators, lobbyists, have all submitted bills, have all submitted requests, have all tried to gain steam for legalizing cannabis federally, but nobody at this level with as much support has ever done anything like this. So I'm super excited. We got the facts. It's going to be a tough road, but I'm down. We're going to talk about it in the next segment. Yeah. But yeah, man, Chuck Schumer, man.
Schu-in.
He's a Schu-in.
Right there.
That's the name of the episode right there for you. Schu-in for the next presidency. I think he's going to run. I think Chuck Schumer is going to be running he's going to run as a Democratic nominee. And of course, DeSantis. Oh, and I think DeSantis is going to run as a Republican nominee. Yeah. Now, I'm not into politics like that. I know there's probably a lot of political people right there that go crazy, but that hate when we talk about politics because we really don't know what the fuck we're talking about. No, we don't,
but still.
But yeah, Chuck Schumer and Ron DeSantis are going to be. Now, granted, Biden's probably going to run for re-election and that whole thing. The guy running for re-election almost always wins the primary and what.
I don't know. He's not fulfilling some of his promises, so
we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Anyway, for radio, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're watching, hey, that's behind the scenes. That's real shit.
Yeah.
Dude, just cut out from the radio that one.
Totally got you.
5 seconds. Yeah. Anyway.
We love you, radio. WJHN 102 Jams.
Joe Boy. Get the app. Joe Boy, our radio station producer.
Boss, manager.
Our producer. He came down with COVID.
What?
Yeah.
Got him. A little late there, Joe Boy.
Yeah.
Get the shot, man.
He said he was on Facebook Live talking about it. He said he did not get the vaccine. And he regretted it. And Joe Boy, I love Joe Boy. Joe Boy is a very
real here.
I wouldn't say he's like super right wing, but he does lean right on a lot of things. He's very old school, I mean, keeping it real, Joe Boy's a middle-aged white dude. You know what I mean? So he thinks like a lot of middle-aged white dudes. But I don't say that in a bad way. He's very progressive in many things. He's not by any means against cannabis.
Yeah, he's friends with us.
Against our culture, what we do, what we stand for. But I don't think he was really big on getting vaccinated. I can't speak for him because I don't know. But he was on Facebook Live saying, dude, get vaccinated. I should have.
Wow.
Yeah, because he said it sucks. It's a terrible experience. You're isolated from your kids. He has a very close relationship with his son. You're isolated from your kids. It's tough. So get well, Joe Boy. We feel for you, man.
You, bro.
And go out there and get vaccinated.
Yeah, it's free.
Come on. I got vaccinated.
Yeah, you're still here. Not a zombie yet.
Third nipples or ears.
Not speaking Chinese yet.
Yeah, we're good. Exactly. Yeah. All right.
Bill Gates hasn't called. Speaking of Bill Gates, real quick before we come back, quick clickbait. Buffett. Warren Buffett, super close friends with Bill Gates, was on his boards and stuff, just bounced on him. Left him high and dry, took a bunch of stock options, gone with it, sold a stock option, whatever. Resigned from the boards. Like, I think Bill Gates is going down, and it's part of all this Einstein, what the fuck is his name? Epstein shit. Yes,
Jeffrey Epstein is bringing down Bill Gates from the grave. I love it. All right, let's bring it back, Jay Bizzo. All right, you're back inside with the Podheads. It's your boy Frank the Tank. If you're listening on the radio, we appreciate you checking us out. Check out other episodes right here on WJHM12jams.com. If you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, we appreciate you. Give us a shout, holler, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, Chuck Schumer, the man.
Schumer for president.
I don't like the headline there. I told you, I'm totally against the word marijuana, so we'll just go ahead and scratch that out and say cannabis legalization. The man Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, released sweeping draft legislation on Weed Wednesday to legalize weed.
That old strapping guy
look at that man right there. The measure floated by New York Democrat along with Senators Cory Booker of New Jersey and Ron Wyden of Oregon, of course, proposes removing federal penalties on cannabis, expunging non-violent federal cannabis-related criminal records, and letting states decide if or how to legalize the drug. So there's a little bit of something for everyone in this bill because, it focuses on state rights. There's mention in there for state rights. Anyway, legalization has spread widely over the few years. There's 18 states right now. 18 states that have embraced full legalization, and 37 permit legal cannabis. So more than half of this union, of this fine United States of America, has cannabis flowing through its economy and through the drugs, through the bloodstreams of its freaking taxpayers. Right?
Absolutely. Yep. It's not the first time we've heard this. I mean, I feel like I want to be excited, man. I want to be excited. You Schumer. The fact that Schumer is the one kind of presenting this gets my heart palpitating a little bit because it's never been this high. We've had the House put something forward. I think Booker might have done something before, or maybe not. But you get my point. So I want to get excited, but is this legalization? Is this fully like, all right, no more jail? Like, what is giving it to the states? Because I can see Florida, I can see DeSantis pulling his bootstraps on and be like, nope, not legal here.
Well, right, the guys in Washington cannot step in a state and say, hey, you have to do this. But we can still make it federally legal, which does help a lot. So the bill still needs cooperation from its own party members because there are a lot of Republicans out there that are against legalization.
Democrats, you mean?
Yeah, excuse me. Democrats. He needs 10 Republican votes, and of course he needs President Biden to sign. Biden has come out and said he was for decriminalization. He has never said anything about legalization. So the discussion portion of the draft is called the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act, okay? It includes provisions to cater to both states' rights Republicans and progressive Democrats. While the proposal seeks to remove all federal penalties on weed, it would also allow states to prohibit even the possession of cannabis. So along with production and distribution, and this is like a nod to state rights, right? You can do, if you don't want it legal in your state, then fine. But we're not going to freaking spend a dime on the war on drugs anymore as far as cannabis is concerned. It would also establish funding for a wide range of federal research into, I think, everything from drug driving to the impact that cannabis has on the human brain.
Okay.
And the measure aims to collect data about traffic deaths, violent crime, and other public health concerns. And these things are often voiced by Republicans, as you know.
So that I like the sound of that.
There's something for both sides,
I like the sound of it. So it's up to the state. If you don't like it, I guess you can leave. But legalizing federally, federal. Like if you're in jail, the FBI cannot come get you for weed. Period. That's what that means. So and if you got caught up for that, welcome back. I mean, that's awesome. But the research part of it, is always fun. A few weeks back, we talked about how there was the feds, DEA was gonna allow more schools, more businesses to put out grants to do research on cannabis. Legalizing federally cannabis opens that up even more so. 100%. And if you know your cannabinoids and how many there are and what they can each individually do, this is exciting for the health part of the cannabis, but for us here potheads too.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a progressive, the proposal also includes provisions that are crucial to you. So there's 3 grant programs that are designed to help socially or economically disadvantaged individuals, as well as those hurt by the war on drugs. Expungements for federal nonviolent cannabis offenses. States and cities also have to create, or will be required to create, an automatic expungement program. So this is something that Chuck Schumer is not. He said that he's willing to take work with some people, but he's not touching this, right? He's like, the states will have to have an automatic expungement program for prior cannabis offenses to be eligible for any grant funding created by the bill.
Okay. Yeah. See, I like where that's leaning to. All right, you don't want to legalize? Well, we're not giving you no legal weed money because you don't want none of it, right? Exactly. Or any other positive benefits that come from legalization of cannabis.
And you got to go all the way. You don't just make it legal for medical, but you've got to expunge. You got to let the people out of jail and expunge their records.
Make sure
how many people's lives have been destroyed for a joint? Give me a freaking break.
I bet the war on I don't know the numbers, but I bet you the war on drugs has huge proportion of weed related. I mean, I bet you it's
absolutely.
huge. So to expunge that on the federal level and to just essentially give these people a second chance, I guess, over a plant, and we'll say it again, a weed.
Something that's legal on one side of the country and not on the other. It's ridiculous.
I'm hopeful. I'm getting excited. Schumer for president. I like the look. You said they need 10 Republicans. I
gotta
don't
believe
know.
there's 10 Republicans out there.
Money,
that
taxes, y'all
are
love
down for
money.
this.
Y'all love
come on.
money. Y'all love taxes.
There's a few states, right? California's a Republican state, right?
No, hell no. That's Democrat all
I'm
day.
sorry. No, I'm sorry. Where is it legal though? Like, I'm trying to think of a
I
state
think
that's
Oregon's blue. I think
Oregon,
Washington
right?
is blue. I'm not sure. I don't know. My blue. Chicago might be red. I don't know. Or Illinois might be red. I don't know.
I don't know.
The point
Give me something.
is,
10 Republicans, please. There's
Come
got to be
on.
10 Republicans in the Senate, in the House, that are willing to freaking vote on this. But what's next? That's the important thing. So they are facing uphill battle, right? So discussion draft has not yet been formally introduced and needs input from lawmakers as such, right? Their offices are taking comments from lawmakers, the general public, including advocates in the cannabis industry, public health experts, and law enforcement community. You got to September 1st to give your 2 cents.
I'm about
So
to
if
call
you want,
Schumer.
you can write to Chuck Schumer, send him an email, who knows?
Make-
Give him your 2 cents on this.
Yeah.
The first draft of a long-anticipated Senate bill to federally legalize cannabis it has been released, right?
Yeah.
But its sponsors are asking for public input to further improve it. You know, so we'll see where it goes, right? You got the September 1.
I think Washington State's a legal state. I can just imagine like traveling from Canada to the U.S. with weed, like Canadian weed, with no problem because it's federal. You're not gonna be breaking any federal laws. It's Washington. You're not gonna be breaking any Washington state law. Canada is legal. Like, I mean, I think that's just a fun part of the legalization federally. Again, I don't
You
know.
can fly with bud.
Okay,
That's one great thing.
Okay,
and you can ship bud.
Okay, so now we're getting to the good stuff. You know what I mean? You know, we love Stony O's. We want to try more things like that.
Absolutely.
So this is just the beginning of that.
It's a 163-piece page of legislation. It's probably only going to get bigger. The main features largely align with what advocates and stakeholders expected. It would federally deschedule cannabis from the schedule, right? Yep. Expunge prior convictions, as you mentioned before. Allow people to petition for resentencing. Okay. Maintain the authority of states to set their own cannabis policies and remove collateral consequences like immigration-related penalties for those who have been criminalized over the plan. Okay. So, cannabis prohibition, a key pillar of the failed war on drugs. This is a quote from Wyden. A key pillar of the failed war on drugs has caused substantial harm to our communities and small businesses, and especially for communities of color. This is so true. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as this. Senator Booker, Schumer, and I want to bring common sense to the federal government, end prohibition, and restore the lives of those hurt most and set them up for opportunity. How many times have we said it's common sense? How many times have we said we can't believe that they can't see this? So my favorite word in that quote is common sense. There's no reason why it shouldn't be federally legal.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Whether it's willful ignorance or just they really didn't know or just really thought that cannabis was this devil's lettuce type of stuff. It's 2021. You have a phone. Do your own research.
I don't care if you're 80 years old. You still
wake up.
Know damn well what is up. You got Google.
Yes.
Here's another quote for you. The war on drugs has been a war on people. Very true. Particularly people of color. The Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act aims to end the decades of harm inflicted on communities of color by removing cannabis from the federal list of controlled substances and empowering states to implement their own cannabis laws. I did that all while high, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, the senators... descheduling cannabis is a critical step towards achieving justice for those targeted and hard hit by the war on drugs. But that alone is not enough.
Yeah.
So
it's true. You can't deny the facts, bro. The people that were arrested with weed were brown, black, yellow. You know, all of them. Native Americans were just minorities. It's the truth. It's the fact.
And you know, we're both veterans. Mm-hmm. Veterans are actually a substantially higher risk of being arrested for cannabis use. Wow. They're one of the major
Really?
entities of the population.
This is
of
how we
cannabis
want to attack
arrests.
our veterans who probably use it for health benefits
Yeah, because
more than
why?
anything else.
Because the VA likes to pump you with pills to solve your problems.
There you have
I
it.
go to the VA. I'm treated at the VA. You go to the VA, you tell them, hey, I have this wrong with me. They say, here, take this pill. And that's it. Get
that's
out of
it.
here.
Move on.
And that's not all. That's not fair. Not all the places. Not every doctor says that. But it's federal
one bad
government. It's
apple.
rubber stamp healthcare. You already know what I mean. Taxes, right? If you're concerned with taxes,
This is
Republicans,
the
right?
bottom line. Ultimately,
Yeah.
is money, right?
A gradual federal tax rate would be imposed on cannabis sales, starting at 10% for the first year. Okay. After the bill's enactment, after the first subsequent calendar year, then it would be increased annually, rising from 15% to 20%, up to 25%. Starting in the fifth year, post enactment, the tax would be a per ounce per milligram of THC amount determined by the Secretary of the Treasury, equal to 25% of the prevailing
interesting.
price of cannabis sold in the United States.
So 25%. That's cheaper than most states' tax.
Not bad, right?
Not the worst thing I hate.
Yeah,
But if it's
and in an effort to support small cannabis enterprises, the legislation says the small cannabis producers with less than 20 million in sales annually, of course, would be eligible for a 50% reduction in their tax rate via tax credit.
wow, wait a minute. We didn't really think about this. When you legalize it federally, you give the small growers an opportunity to sell their own bud, right? We saw the Urkel Gurkel purple
Yeah.
thing, right? That picture. So
That purple Urkel,
That
yeah.
purple Urkel. So anybody can make their own strain and actually make money off of it. And you're going to get a tax break on top of that. Bro, Uncle Biden, I swear if this makes it to your
You better
desk,
sign that
you
shit.
better rubber stamp it, boom.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
Easy
moving.
peasy. Oh, we got to get out of here. So we're close to the end. So let me give you some numbers. 70% of Americans are pro-weed, by the way. That's according to Schumer, according
Highest
to recent
ever.
polls. Yeah. We can't get 70% of Americans to
The
vote.
votes.
Period.
Thank you.
Let me say that. California recently reported the following. Over $1 billion in tax revenue since 2018. Over $18
Free
billion
money.
in related product revenue. $18 billion. We've already heard the numbers about weed. $18 billion in related product revenue. That's
everybody
joint
else.
papers.
Right.
That's blunt wraps. That's bongs.
Yeah.
That's vaporizers.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You know what I mean?
Bro, $20 billion?
And over 60,000 new jobs created since 2018. And this
Common
bill
sense.
would create millions and millions of
Oh
new
my
jobs
God,
around the
yes.
US.
Oh my God, yes.
So
Yeah.
if you're really about creating jobs, if you're really about free enterprise, if you're really about state right, Republicans and Democrats, it's time to walk the walk, walk the talk, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this bill comprehensively really is well written. It's well thought about, and I think this is the best thing that has been submitted thus far to try and legalize.
You want to
cannabis.
heal
So
this country
I'm
a
all
little
in.
bit? You want to heal this country? Because trust me, weed smokers are on both
We can use
sides of
some
the
healing.
aisle
We
here.
can use some healing. Yeah.
Do this, and this country will heal a little bit. Promise you, man. Promise.
Yeah. Listen to the Podheads.
For real, we're experts at it.
Yeah, that's the show, folks.
For real.
So, till next time.
Love you
another
guys.
Hashtag Weed Wednesday. We appreciate you guys all over, everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Yep.
social media, at Podheads Web Show. Every hashtag Weed Wednesday. We'll see you next time. It's the Podheads.
Peace. 420.
Woo!
Drink marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The realest